Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Antisocial Socialite podcast. She has interesting discussions and spreads helpful advice. Subscribe to the Bunker TV for real talk about the black community. Shout out to K. for sending me content. Shout out to my fam Young Q. And shout out to Coon Slayer the Truth.
Our race will really be destroyed.
Yeah.
Static selector.
Time waits for no man. Life is but a two-step slow jam. Dancing with the devil, trying not to lose my balance. But God bless the kid with many talents, he was chosen. That's why you see him living in the moment. Every second gotta own it, cause you never know when could be your last. Time breathing, now you breathing from the gun blast. Then you thinking about the past, see your whole life in the flash. Best friends law in your casket, now your son a bastard. Pressure on the shoulders make them gotta grow faster. Where I'm from, the stories never end with no happily ever afters. Just broken families forced to start new chapters. A natural disaster, the cycle in the loop, and we caught up in the rapture. Not to mention all the other factors. Government agendas again. They wanna see us either dead or captured.
Steady, are you ready? What's going on? Steady, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on? What's going on? Cold, fresh air. Feel the melody that's in the air. I'm down, take a look around.
If you want out, you'll take this pill. But if you are where you belong, you can go back to this every day, over and over, forever.
Are you sure you want to love me? Are you sure that you do? Some days I feel the darkness come over me, but those are the times I want you by my side. So if that scares you a little, then now's the time to say goodbye. I'm not perfect, and I'm not afraid to show it. This is me. So, are you sure you want to love me?
She moved out of state and shit that went left. She seeking forgiveness. She used to dance, but she went alone and start up a business. Her daddy is not around, her mama is not around. I watch her climb to the top of the pole and then get to sliding down. I make it rain in this bitch, I make it snow in this bitch. She tryna get out of the mix. Shawty is going legit, Shawty is going legit. Me, I'm supporting this shit. This is a story, it came from my life, and I'm just recording this shit. I'ma just give it to you direct instead of me throwing this shit.
I wanna feel like it's raining on me, okay?
You know you important and shit. You know I'm supporting this shit.
We used to do pornos when you would come over, but now you got morals and shit. I got like 4 on the wrist and an adorable kid. I got a Drake in the studio, and I don't just mean that I'm in this bitch. Please make the most of this shit. Don't just come close to some shit. I give you this bread, you rub me some head, and then you go glow up a bit. She moved out of state and shit then went left. She seeking forgiveness. She used to dance, but she went alone and started up a business. Her daddy is not around, her mama is not around. I watch her climb to the top of the pole and niggas. I make it rain in this bitch, I make it snow in this bitch. She tryna get out of the mix. Shawty is going legit, Shawty is going legit. Me, I'm supporting this shit. This is a story, it came from my life, and I'm just recording this shit. But daddy is not around, mama is definitely not around. She got a business plan, but she just ain't had time to write it down. Stay with her sister now, she got a man, but he out of town. Soon as he out of town, they hop in his whip and they ride around.
I'm down, take a look around.
If you want out, you'll take this pill. But if you are where you belong, you can go back to this every day, over and over, forever.
Crisis has claimed another life. 33-year-old Stanley Obi died in hospital after his ex-partner broke into his Logan home and set it alight.
Brave neighbours who helped him today recalling horrific details of the attack and a warning some viewers might find this story confronting.
Tears and tributes for another life lost at the hands of domestic violence.
It was just very horrific, very confronting what we were presented with. He was just burned from head to toe.
33-year-old Stanley Obi died in hospital overnight after his ex-partner Sarah Mudge broke into his New Beith home yesterday and set it alight.
He was just pleading for help. His main concern was keeping the 3 children in the house safe.
Stanley was a registered nurse and knew how bad his injuries were.
His exact words were, "I'm going to die," and he put his hand out to me and my neighbor saying, "I'm going to die, I'm a nurse, I'm critical one, save me, help me, I'm gonna die."
Why did she do it? Why did she decide to want to burn her family to the ground? It's not very clear why she decided that she was going to set this man ablaze, but it was clear that they had some kind of hiccups in their relationship, and at the time of this tragedy, it was said that they were in court battling over something. It's unclear what the court battle was about. It may have been primary custody of the children, as that seemed to be the common battle that couples who weren't married can probably go and fight for. It could have been properties or prenups or one of those alimonies, but they weren't married from what I read, unless they were. But the blogs kept calling her his ex-girlfriend, not ex-wife. So the day before she went to set this man's house ablaze, it was said that they were in court, but she did not like the outcome of the court hearing, which I'm going to interpret as whatever decision the court made was not in her favor. So she basically said, if I can't get what I want, you won't get what you want.
I want you all to take a look at Cynthia G subscriber comments about the case.
I thought I was the only one laughing to myself. I wish more of these cases would happen to black men.
They are exhibiting barbaric behavior, but these are supposed to be women.
Good job, Becky. I don't feel sorry for colorist black men. This needs to happen more often. Applause, Becky. I'm excited for this one.
I find this next comment interesting. Everyone is well aware that this man is Nigerian, but she decided to take a shot at black American men. This shows the hate that FBA men receive from this world. They push forward to hate us in numbers, but trample over good men bodies in the process.
Becky decided to aim for the do-rag, peeled all that Murray's grease back. I guess she was in the mood to barbecue.
This comment is ironic, because a story about a black woman being set on fire by her white husband has resurfaced. White people have a long history of burning and even consuming black people in this country.
My husband accidentally set me on fire after he sprayed barbecue with lighter fluid.
The tragic accident occurred in December 2018 when she and her husband Donald were relaxing in their garden, preparing to cook dinner on their outdoor fire pit. Unfortunately, as Donald prepared the fire, Tanya leaned over, and lighter fluid sprayed on her arm, face and hair, causing her to go up in flames.
My husband was amazing. My husband was amazing.
This old dirty ass white supremacist got caught drinking with all these underage black girls. In another photo, he have them bent over in a sexual pose, so he's a certified P-word. Most likely this man have dated black women before. They start with adults then work their way to the children. These are the type of men divestors attract. A pattern of sex offenders dating black women is not a coincidence. Where do you think these old white men go when they're done with these little black girls? They go directly to black women. These swirlers know what it is and who they're dealing with.
Vacationing with my sugar daddy.
Come here. All I'm seeing is me.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, I'm seeing me.
Oh, you're seeing me?
Pictures for my Instagram is a struggle.
Oh my God. What the hell, Charles?
I didn't do nothing. There we go.
Okay.
He tried it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Y'all, he tried it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Crazy thing is, bed wenches like these are the ones who get put in positions over other black people. Black women will say that they don't have sex with these old white supremacists.
I'm not going to get into this whole story about the man, but basically the man was just giving me money, funding my life. I made it clear and known to him what I was after, and that didn't stop him from doing anything. He still offered me money. He still, whenever he went shopping, he would offer to take me with him. So this was a situation that lasted a few years, actually. But I never had to lie. When I got into these situations, it wasn't about a relationship. The men knew that I wasn't dating them.
But we know that's a lie. She called black men the weakest links and then got confronted with her past. She claims that she was underage while with this man. But I find it strange how she included their exact age. When I first covered this, I was highly suspicious of the age she gave, but now I am sure that this woman was not 17 and that man was not 36. That's her 50-year-old sugar daddy that she's too ashamed to claim in her adult life. She's willing to lie on this old-ass man to cover herself, lol. Now let's say what she said was the truth. This further proves my point about the culture of these white supremacists. So where do you think this man went after he was done with this so-called 17-year-old?
Hey, how are you?
I'm trying to sing my way into people's pockets. Pay my college tuition.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
Hey, what up, shawty? What's good with you? You straight though? I'm just trying to holler at you, you know, I'm just trying to get to know you a little something like that right there, you know what I'm talking about? I just want to see you good with it. What's good with you, baby? You got a little booty out there like that, you know what I'm talking about? You act like you want somebody to holler at it. You got to stick it out there like that, you know what I'm talking about? I'm just trying to be real with you, baby girl, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing serious about that.
Pete Davidson enrages audience with jokes about having sex with a baby.
This black woman claimed that Pete Davidson, the suspected P-word, and white men in general have a conscience. 116 wenches agree. Many black women think that Pete is the better father for Kanye's children. This poor decision-making is the reason black girls and boys get abused by predators. Many people talk about the man protecting children, but nobody ever talks about the mother's role in protecting children. For some reason black women got a weird attraction to white men attacking us, that's why I could never in my life trust these females.
Pete got something to say, okay?
Are you dating a black woman?
No.
No, he dates Carly Aquilino. I didn't know that. I'm not in the relationship that's Angela Yee.
She yells at me like a black woman.
No.
What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, God.
Pete got it right on the head. Y'all talking to the enemy too much for me, okay? Nah, this is war, and let's keep it like that, okay? That's how I feel.
Are you dating a black woman?
No.
Are you dating a black woman?
No.
So as you can see, the P-words, perverted old white supremacist, and weird drug-addicted white boys, are who black women really choose. Don't let them fool you with the interracial propaganda. Majority of swirlers are what some called ghetto gaggers.
To get into the commentary, I wanted to talk about creating the new black man, because I see that that's like a unknown trend now. I don't think that women are realizing that that's what they're doing. You know, they're so busy nitpicking and picking and probing and probbing at the men that they actually truthfully desire, which is black men, that they don't realize that they are literally creating the new black man, because they're dragging their desperation from one place to another.
I find it disturbing how black women relate white men's abusive nature to black men. They can't fathom white men being horrible human beings. That's why this creating the new black man video even exists. She isn't aware, but with very few words she's blaming black women for the actions of white supremacists towards other black women, by stating that black women are creating them. I see what she's trying to say, but what she needs to understand is, white men always have been like this. I would say the actions of today's black women made them more careless about the way they carry themselves in public and in the presence of black women. The abuse is no longer hidden by Brad, but black women tried their hardest to cover it up, and still till this day.
Let's look at the ladder of how all this ties in to creating the new black man. See, you're not moving the goalposts, which is why you're only going to find yourself with a black man in white face, with a black man in white face, with a black man in non-black face, because you're not moving the goalposts. You're keeping the goalposts exactly where it's been for the past 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. 2 to 3 years, however long you've been doing it. Just the same shit. So let's talk about the ladder. Let's talk about the ladder of not moving the goalposts. And actually what that does for you, and what it does for me, and what it does for all of us, because society has created all black women to be a monolith, even though we know that that's not what we are, right? We know we're individuals, we have different thought processes and different patterns in life, different journeys in life. But let's talk about the ladder of not moving that goalpost. The ladder is being stagnated. The ladder is getting the same thing over and over again. The ladder is no growth. I mean, come on. The ladder is moving your desperation from one racial group of men and encouraging that same treatment in other races of men. Because I don't care where you go, desperation will always be the downfall.
Y'all ever notice they can't criticize white men, when the discussion is about black men, it's specific insults about our race. But when they speak about white men, they talk about the actions of men in general and the accountability of black women. It's almost like they're professional to a degree.
We are an easy target. I don't care if the man is white. I don't care if the man is black. I don't care if he's Hispanic, Asian. We're not protected. We're not safe with anybody. That's a fact.
Because what you're going to do is to create the idea that, ooh, I just got to get out of here. I don't care what it looked like. I just don't want that. And what I find quite strange is, here's the ladder for the women who are creating the new black men. These women, this is what they're saying, okay? So let's make sense out of it. These women are saying they've never had negative relationships with black men. So if you've never had negative relationships with black men, why are you creating the new black man? Why are you moving on to another racial group or men of no color, or promoting men of no color to, if you've never had a bad experience? If you've never had a bad experience with black men, why are you carrying and promoting the desperation to move on to non-black men? I'm a little confused by that. But see, attraction plays a part as well. All black women aren't attracted to black men. They just aren't.
Exactly, attraction does play a part. The truth is, a lot of black women aren't attracted to black men, physically or mentally. That's why you'll have a black man wife caping for white supremacy.
There is nothing holding black men or white women back. And for the hundreds of years that both groups have been working to try to knock white men off of their pedestal, both groups have failed miserably. They still got the power. Gladly. Look in the comments under the majority of the videos that I make calling out black men in a lot of their problematic behaviors. You'll notice that there are comments from black men that are questioning my husband. And when they make these comments about my husband, they're either assuming that my husband is weak so that I'm able to say these things, or that he doesn't know what I'm talking about on TikTok, which is why I'm allowed to say what I say. Too many black men assume that black love comes with them as a black man dominating and controlling a black woman. My black husband didn't marry me so that he could control me and silence me. He knew I was opinionated and still loves me. And even if he disagrees with some of the things I say, that doesn't stop me from saying what I say. Black men tend to get with white women sometimes because they assume that white women are weaker. They want to be able to control someone the way white men do.
You see, unfortunately, the majority of black men in our community do not want us to have rights. Isn't that crazy, ladies? They don't want black women to have rights. In fact, if they could enslave us, they would. If they could enslave us, they would.
This is frustration of a Naker who is basically looking at the dominant culture and knowing what he can never be. That's a man. No, there's an assessment being made. It's the same assessment that all of society has made about you people. Okay? The same assessment is that by and large, you're worthless. Your only value as a Naker male is within the penitentiary system. You're killed by the cops. Let's talk about that. Drop the hashtag emoji in the chat, ladies.
There's many more examples. White supremacy is what black women really choose.
I know black women who aren't attracted to black men. They do not find them attractive at all. So that plays a part. So there's a fair way there. But this is the ladder of the creators, right? They've never had a negative experience, yet they promote for you to divest and move away from black men. They've never dated black men before. They've only dated white men, but yet they promote for you to move away from black men. Black men are dangerous, right? They weren't raised around black men, but yet they can give you all the stats and the quotes to tell you why black men should not be a man that you choose. So let's get into that. Because if that's the case, you do know that by bringing all of that energy over to another racial demographic of men who have done the same things black men are doing to the women in their racial demographic. They're just going to view you as another person to bully. Because see, a man that likes to bully women, a man that likes to oppress women, a man that likes to conquer women, and he goes out of his way to do it, which is most men of all over the world. Once they find a victim, they don't care what the race is. They don't care what the culture is. They don't care what the ethnicity is. They just want to feed the abusive nature that they have. So by you making it so damn easy, by you making it so damn predictable, by you yelling from the highest mountaintop that you can perch your desperate ass on top of, you're just sending out a bat signal of men to come towards you and treat you as if they're giving you something new when all they're going to give you is what you always got. That's all they're going to do. They're not going to give you anything different. They just aren't. Because you didn't even have enough courage to give it to yourself. You didn't even have enough courage to acknowledge what was and deal with it accordingly. You didn't even have enough courage to point inward. You only pointed outward. So you're just always going to get what you always got. There's going to be no way around it. And as women that date outside of their race, we know I can tell you for a fact that these men do not change because of skin tone. They don't change because of skin tone. They don't. That's not how it works. They don't change because of skin tone. That's not how it works. There is a back signal of desperation going out for this new black man that you're trying to create. And I would tell you, if you ain't trying to just keep the wool over your eyes because you want to hate black men so much that you're willing to get up here and say anything and do anything and say anything and literally hunker down on a goddamn message just because you want to piss black men off. But who's getting hit in the crossfire though? Who's getting hit in the crossfire while you so busy trying to piss black men off? While you so busy trying to piss black men off, who's getting caught in the crossfire? Yeah, don't worry, I'll wait. Because you don't know how to divvy it up, because you don't know how to balance the scales, because you don't know how to read a room, because you don't know how to stay with your post on the temperature of black women and what we need and what's the end goal in this movement, because you don't know how to do that. All you mad about is the nigga sleeping on your couch. So you want to get up here mad at the nigga sleeping on your couch, or you want to get up here mad about the niggas that disrespected you, some nakers that done disrespected you. Since you so mad at black men, you want to get up here and you just want to throw black women in the crossfire of your anger. See, black women don't need to be in the crossfire of your anger. I'm not seeing where this is. You being through in the crossfire, black women. You being through in the crossfire. You all in the crossfire. You all up and through it. All up and through the crossfire.
They say that the world will never go back to the way it was before. That the normal we once knew is gone.
says you need to be connected to be a sugar daddy? Who says you need to date? I've been a sugar daddy for 12 years now, to a nice lady that I've never met in person. She was 15 when I met her online. We are still in regular contact till this date. I'd help her when I can, no demands on my part. Only thing I request is she keeps me posted on her life. I'm happy to know that she's doing well, and hopefully she is happy too. So many wrong thoughts about a sugar baby or sugar daddy.
I don't know why this white man shared this info like this is normal. Why was he communicating with a 15-year-old girl all the way up to adulthood? Why did this black woman ignore that info? It's so many questions, lol.
I had a woman email me and ask me this question. She said, I am a black woman who has been hurt by a black man. I found out that during our 7-year relationship, my black man cheated with nothing but white women. It's led me to become quite racist.
I'm white. I identify as white. And if you can't respect that, leave my page.
It's led me to become quite racist, unfortunately. Now, I did not give up completely on black men, but I am currently seeing a Hispanic man. I never thought I'd be down with the swirl, and I can't help but feel bad that it's not black love.
Ho, if you are racist, then so-called black love was never for you. Wenches don't deserve anything from black men, if you ask me.
I be so sick of you niggas, y'all contradicting. I be so bored myself, can you come and fuck me? I feel so ordinary, so make you around me. Treat me like all the right, wear me out. Arguments, you air me out. Tripping about your whereabouts. I can't keep no conflict with you, boy, can we just rub it out? I don't want no savvy with you, you know you my plug. And I can't shake this habit, no. I've been down, baby. Heavy reminiscing. Heavy on the missing. You wish it was different than what it was. I've been down, baby. Lost in the lion first. Lost, ain't no finding us. I've been down, baby. And if you wonder if I hate you, I do. Shitty of you to make me feel just like this. What I would do to make you feel just like this. And if you wondered if I hate you, fuck you. Shitty of you to make me feel just like this. What I would do to make you feel just like this.
I don't like that shit. Hell no. Hell no, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. I still don't like that shit. That shit ain't cool.
Yeah, nah.
I don't like this shit.
Me either, man.
You know what I'm saying? Still. I ain't liking this shit, still. This shit can't keep going on.
Me neither.
This shit still ain't cool.
Listen, it kill me whenever dudes are colorist and y'all say, but your mom is dark skinned. Let me tell you, let me break it down for you. When I say men do not see women as human beings, not even their mom. Think about whenever a man describes his mom or his love for his mom. I love my mom, she really hold it down, she cooked for me every day, she really helped me do this, she really helped me do that. What am I describing? Things that a person does for you. A person, with me as a woman, when I describe my mom and why I love my mom, I'm going to describe her personality. She tries to do the right thing all the time. I love how she's like this. I love how she never lets. I'm going to describe her personality.
This intersectionality thing is getting ridiculous, lol. If a man isn't articulate while describing his mother, then he won't be with his father.
They don't even know their mom's personality, if you ask me. They've never even looked at their mom as a person. But let me tell you something, watch them describe their dad. Nah, I really mess with my dad. Well, they never even... Let me stop. Anyways, when they do describe their dads, they gonna be like, you know, my dad, he just too stubborn. He real hardworking, but he don't like to listen. They gonna describe their dad personality because they see their dad. They see their dad. They don't see their mom. They don't see women. I'm telling you, the only women that they think are valuable, and when I say valuable, that doesn't mean they see you as a person. That just means they see you as a valuable object. You have to be doing something for them. Example, pretty girl. What can a pretty girl do for a man? You can walk around with that bitch and people are gonna think you're that nigga because you walking around with a pretty bitch. A bitch who cooks and cleans. You're doing a service. If a bitch is not doing a service, if a woman is not doing a service for a man, then he don't fuck with her. Period. Which is my issue. With women, men don't have to do anything for us to like them. You like your useless ass dad, useless ass brothers, useless ass boyfriends, just because you love them as a person, but they don't love us as people. Period. This is not all men. Disclaimer, 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 this is not all men.
Predatory beliefs and behaviors. Huey P. Newton was abusive as fuck, and he said we want to hit women or shut her up because we're afraid that she might castrate us or take the nuts that we might not have to.
Harassing us. Messages like this, calling me whore. Comments like this, making it seem like I'm just a terrible person who made him stay in the friend zone, but I'm also like a whore. So I'm a whore, I'm a terrible person, and then my boyfriend's been called gay, fruitcake, all types of names just because we share a love story. And those are nice ones. I mean, thousands of comments and messages calling us names and harassing us, right? So I'm fed up, I make a tweet, I'm returning the energy, right? If that's how black men want to treat me, I'm gonna return the energy. But this is too much, right? This is too much.
How do you wear this clothing, but then call the same men that you're talking about on this clothing bullet bags?
In the beginning, Black Panthers were not interested in having black women part of their group because they really were focused on this chauvinistic attitude of getting manhood back to black men. So when black women were joining, they were expected to be submissive, which ultimately made it really easy for them to be sexually assaulted, abused, and coerced into having sex. One of the ways that they would coerce black women into having sex with them is by telling them shit like, oh, a true sister would love to sleep with a revolutionary brother. And Bobby Seale, another big name, admitted himself that calling black women counter-revolutionary was a common tactic to persuade black women to have sex with them, and even saying things like, oh, I'm a captain, so it's your duty to give it to me. They were saying having sex with them was their revolutionary duty. And if women didn't have sex with them, well, they would just force themselves on them anyway, rape them, or their membership would be revoked. If black women or Black Panthers reported sexual abuse or harassment, they weren't believed and were actually told that they were being bourgeoisie women and that their belief of abstinence, not wanting to have sex, was foolish and counter-revolutionary. Bobby Seale, again with the receipts, recounted a moment where a woman had reported an attempted rape, and him and his leaders decided that, oh, because she was able to push him away, it didn't really count as a rape. That's why already and sexual predators like Eldridge Cleaver were welcomed into the party with open arms. He was embraced by black men and black women for his writings in Soul and Ice, talking about how black women to try to get aroused by them again, and then when white women because it was a revolutionary act. Black women were throwing themselves at him for that. His wife wouldn't believe black women when they were talking about and reporting sexual assault and abuse in the Black Panthers. Even when we're fighting alongside for black power and black rights, black women are not protected. We're not protected by black men. We're not protected by other black women. And to have the Black Panther Party be such we look at these people like they're heroes with the Black Power movement, right? But the whole time, they had this culture of abuse and sexual predatory behavior. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm really not.
So apparently I am just a Negro bed wench. I have some questions and some concerns. So for those who may be wondering what a bed wench even is, it's defined as a low status concubine who is usually some sort of slave or captive. And this term is often used to refer to black women who choose to date white men.
Notice how they always leave out the role bedwenches play in the destruction of the black community. They act like we separate them from regular black women for no reason. This message isn't for the black community, this message is for the white identifying community.
We are not bed wenches because we have chosen to move beyond the past. And moving beyond the past does not mean to forget about the past. It does not mean to discredit the past. But you know what? Living a low vibrational life filled with pain, filled with anguish, filled with struggle does nothing to honor the work of my ancestors. If anything, it means that their blood, sweat, and tears was ultimately all in vain.
Who knows what ancestry this wench comes from? What they did isn't in vain, but we will not deny the havoc and chaos white supremacists wreaked upon our people. The ones she's criticizing are people who fight for the future of Black America. Our ancestors who paved the way for us weren't bedwenching and denying their current struggle. If people like her is what the Black community should consist of, then that would mean our future is extinction.